Hi, I'm actually going to skip the self-presentation part. I guess that's not the point. Let's start to talk about the games. The game interface looks incomplete, which is true, because the game has been started like 2 months ago. There's a bunch of stuff I didn't do yet, like the card artwork, a better UI, a live 2D or particle effect. And also it's a TCG game, so I'm focused on the game logic for the moment, but I promise they're incoming. So, let's really start to talk about the game. This is the original strategy card game. The battlefield is a 7x7 grid. Enemy and player are on the both sides, with their HP barred, some kind of information, an end turn button, a round counter, crystal number, enemy crystal number, and our hand. So it's my turn to play. I can use a card like pick a servant to put in the battlefield. Now I have 3 cards, I can choose one. Seems put the shielder or a priest at the first is not a good idea, so I'm going to put an archer in the middle. When you put a servant, you can see the attack range. You can cancel it and put in another place. But this time I'm going to put the archer in the middle. And you can click one more time on it to confirm. The servant can only attack the enemy which is in its range. And there is the cost of the servant, attack, HP, and the action order. There is no more thing I can do in this turn, so I'm going to finish the turn. As you can see, the enemy hero's HP has been decreased by 2, which is equals the sum of servant's attack on my side. There's nothing happened because there's not any other servant in the ground. He's not going to attack himself. And now it's enemy turn. I'm waiting the enemy action. Actually, I'm playing my enemy in another windows, but let's pretend I'm not. So enemy put a silent warrior here, which is in my archer's attack range, but this doesn't have an ability rage. When it's hurt, it's going to gain +3 attack. Now all the servants are going to act in order. My archer is going to act first. He's going to attack the silent warrior, which will trigger his ability rage. Then it's going to gain +3 attack and attack back. And also at the beginning of the turn, I'm going to draw a new card. So now it seems not right for me. In the next turn, the archer is going to attack the silent warrior again, but he's not going to kill him. I can put the servant there, but its action order is after the silent warrior, so it's not going to save him. I mean, save him for sure. When the servant has 2 targets or multiple targets in his attack range, he's going to select a random one to attack. So I could put a random servant nearby to count on luck, or I can choose the light lancer, which has an ability quick. Servants which having ability quick are going to act before all normal servants. So when I confirm it, the archer's action order and the silent warrior's action order is being pushed back. Now the light lancer is going to act on the first. Let's finish this turn. So the light lancer act on first, then the archer. The silent warrior has been killed, so he's not going to attack back. Then my enemy put a mage. Our servant has been attacked without doing any action. That's because our servant is in the mage's attack range, but the mage is not in the light lancer's attack range. Now my light lancer has only 2 HP, he's going to die in the next turn if he takes the mage's attack. But I'm going to save him. How? I don't have any servant can kill the mage before it acts. So I'm going to put a soldier here, and also a shielder here. The shielder has an ability taunt, which will force enemy to select him as the target. So even now the mage has 3 targets in the attack range, but he can only attack the shielder. So I can't decide how the servant will aim, but I can still affect it indirectly. The shielder has also an ability guard. He takes 1 less damage when attacked by a servant. Now I'm having 4 servants on the battlefield. It's a huge advantage. But my enemy put it a lightning controller and a mage. The lightning controller, his attack range can throw all the enemy on the same line. And also my soldier has been killed by their mage. So it's actually not great for me. So I'm going to put a priest on there. It can heal an allied servant for 1 HP at the end of the turn. Our shielder is going to take 1 damage each turn from the lightning controller. It can keep him alive. And also I'm going to put a scholar here. The scholar has the ability gift. When I put it, I'm going to draw a new card. This is a spell card. I'm not going to use it for the moment. I'm going to finish my turn. So all the servants is acting in order, and our shielder has been healed at the end of the turn by the pressed, even I didn't do any practical effect. The enemy put a soldier and shielder inside, and also another soldier. So everything is going alright. Our scholar are going to attack the shielder, but without doing any damage. And the pressed is being killed too. So now my enemy has a huge map control. His servant can attack almost everywhere. It's hard to find a place to put a servant where it will not be killed before it acts. So I need a way to escape the situation. I'm having another servant here called it Frozen Lich, which has an ability Frozen. It will give all enemy servants on the battlefield an ability Slow. And also the Frozen Lich has the whole map attack range, so I should find somewhere safe, then put it. Like in the corner, or something like that. Having a large attack range is not always an advantage. It cannot attack a precise target, and also be more easier to be affected by ability like Taunt. The Frozen Lich has also an ability Sacrifice. It will kill a random allied servant in the battlefield. In this case, it will be the shielder. When I confirm it, the shielder is going to die, and also all enemy servants, they're going to gain ability Slow, so their action order will be pushed back. So the Frozen Lich's action order become the first. Let's finish the turn. Just like I predicted, Frozen Lich has been turned by the shielder. Then the enemy put it a skeletal dragon, which needs sacrifice 2 allied servant. It has also Fear Aura. When it enters the battlefield, it will cause all nearby enemy to gain -2 attack. And another effect of Fear Aura is any new enemy servant enter the battleground will gain also -2 attack. So my soldier's attack has been dropped to 0. Seems I can't do some effective damage to the skeletal dragon by using servant. I'm going to cast some spell on it. For example, this one is a poisoned arrow. It will deal 1 damage and it causes an enemy to be poisoned. Poisoned servant will lose 1 HP at the end of the turn. Then it's my enemy turn. He put a mage. Then I had a scholar. It cannot escape the Fear Aura, but at least it can make me draw a new card, which is an archer. It's kind of useless. But I have this spell. I can sacrifice 1 allied and draw 2 new cards. Now I have a new spell called it Reverse the Blade. It can deal damage to a servant which is equals to his attack. Now the Fear Aura's gone, I can put my servant in the battlefield without taking the -2 attack. I want to put my archer, but I cannot find anywhere safe. All this zone is covered by the mage and soldier. I can deal damage to them without taking damage. So I decide to use an assaulter. Assaulter has an ability Charge. Charge is even more quicker than Quick, but it's temporary. He's going to lose this ability at the end of the turn. It has 3 attack, so let's put it beside the mage. I actually want to put it to somewhere he can only attack the mage, instead of cover the whole map. So now I know the mage is dead, so I can put my archer here. This place will be safe after the mage's death. And also it can attack the soldier for free. Then let's finish the turn. So I guess that's all for this demonstration. I've achieved about 40 cards for now, but I'm really suck as an artist. Matchstick men are cute, but a real artwork would be better. I've designed about 200 cards for now. I didn't have time to achieve all of them yet. And there's also a lot of story, even sound, BGM to do. But don't worry, I'm going to find someone who speaks better English than me to write the story. Anyway, it's actually a lot of work to do, but I'm working hard on it. If you want any more detail, please leave a message. I hope you enjoy this demonstration.